We have been discussing lesson 15, cost, volume, and profit analysis, short-term decision making. In the A-level paper, normally 20 marks available, separate question. As well as there are 3 MCQ question. Under this lesson, we are going to discuss for run the business, neither profit nor loss. How many quantities should be sold? It is called break-even point. And for generate, think about 500,000 profit. For generate rupees 500,000 profit, how many quantities should be sold? And think about sales quantity equal 1000. In this situation, how much of profit can be generated? Like that, short-term decision making. In this lesson, all the costs can be divided by two parts: variable cost as well as fixed cost. Variable mean when quantity change, total cost also change proportionately. When quantity increase, total cost also increase. When quantity decrease, total cost decrease proportionately. That is a variable part. When quantity change, total cost also change proportionately. Those are called variable cost. Total variable cost change proportionately, but unit variable cost, average variable cost, it is not depend on quantity. When quantity increase or decrease, average variable cost is not change, constant. They are MCQ paper. And think about fixed cost. It is not depend on quantity. When quantity increase or decrease, total fixed cost not change proportionately. Not change proportionately, change but not proportionately. Therefore, in this lesson, normally 20 marks available in the paper, short-term decision making, we are going to calculate break-even point for run the business, neither profit nor loss. You have to know how many quantities should be sold or how much of rupee value should be sold. Then you have to know how to calculate profit and loss. And for generate expected profit, think about expected profit equal 500,000. For generate 500,000 profit, you have to know how many quantities should be sold. As well as sales quantity equal 2,000, think about. In this situation, you have to know how much of profit can be generated. Right, in this lesson, those are the equation normally we have to calculate. Contribution per units, selling price minus variable cost. The next one, contribution to sales ratio. It is called CS ratio. Contribution per unit divided by selling price into 100. And variable cost to sales ratio, it is called VS ratio. Variable cost per unit divided by selling price into 100. The next one, break even point quantity as well as break even point value. Break even point mean for run the business neither profit nor loss. Profit එකක්වත් loss එකක්වත් නැතුව අඩුම ගානේ business එක කරගෙන යන්න කී දෙනෙක්වත් එන්න ඕනද? කීයක් විකුණන්න ඕනද? That is the meaning of break even point quantity. Total fixed cost divided by contribution per units. And think about break even point value. There are two equations can be applied. Break even point value equal total fixed cost divided by CS ratio, contribution to sales ratio. I have discussed how to calculate contribution sales ratio. And there are two equations. Break even point quantity into selling price also can be calculated. Think how to calculate break even point value. ඒ කියන්නේ රුපියල් කීයක විකුණා ගත්තොත්ද ප්‍රොෆිට් එකක් හෝ ලොස් එකක් නැතුව බිස්නස් එක කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. That is the meaning of break even point value. Then margin of safety quantity as well as margin of safety value. Margin of safety mean beyond the BP. ඒ කියන්නේ break even point වලට වඩා වැඩියෙන් විකුණා ගත්තොත් that is a margin of safety quantity. At BEP level, there is no profit and loss. But beyond BEP, there is a profit. Therefore, for generate profit, there should be margin of safety. Therefore, you have to know how to calculate margin of safety quantity as well as margin of safety value. Margin of safety quantity equal estimate sales quantity minus break even point quantity. And margin of safety value, there are two equations: estimate sales value minus break even point value, or margin of safety quantity into selling price. Margin of safety means beyond the BP. For generate profit, there should be margin of safety. You have to know how to calculate margin of safety quantity as well as margin of safety value. Then think how to calculate profit. For calculate profit, there are four equations can be applied. Think about how to calculate profit. Normally, profit equal total income minus total expense. And profit equal total contribution minus total fixed cost. Think about contribution includes contribution equals selling price minus variable cost. Therefore, contribution includes fixed cost as well as profit. Therefore, from total contribution, deduct total fixed cost, answer is profit. ගොඩක් ගණන් වල මේක තමයි අපිට apply කරන්න පුළුවන් නේ, very important. And profit equal margin of safety quantity into contribution per units. Total margin of safety is not profit, is not equal for profit. There's MCQ paper. Profit equal margin of safety quantity into contribution per units, not total margin of safety. Sometimes they ask paper, total margin of safety is equal profit, true and false. Think about margin of safety quantity into contribution per unit equal profit, or margin of safety value into contribution to sales ratio. There are four equations can be applied to calculate profit and loss. And next one, you have to know for generate expected profit, how many quantities should be sold? How many quantity? For generate expected profit, it can be calculated total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per units. Those are the equations normally we have to apply. Sometimes they ask here, think about this one. For generate expected profit, how much of rupee value should be sold? If they ask rupee value, here divided by contribution to sales ratio. If they ask quantity, total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per units. But if they ask value, equal, think about for generate expected profit, if they ask quantity, එකනේ රුපියල් quantity කීයක් විකුණවුවොත්ද මෙච්චර profit එකක් එන්නේ. Think about expected profit equal 500,000. Therefore, they ask how many quantity should be sold for generate expected profit. If they ask quantity, total fixed cost divided by total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per units. But if they ask rupee value, total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by CS ratio. Sometimes they ask rupee value. එකනේ රුපියල් 500,000 වල profit එකක් generate කරන්න රුපියල් කීයක විකුණන්න ඕනද කියලා අහුවොත්. If they ask value, total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by CS ratio. If they ask quantity, total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per units. Those are the equations normally we have to apply. Think about how to calculate contribution per units, CS ratio as well as VS ratio. That part we have discussed already. And break even point quantity as well as break even point value, margin of safety quantity and margin of safety value, and profit calculation. And for generate expected profit, if they ask how many quantities should be sold, think about if they ask quantity and if they ask value. Those are the equation normally we have to apply. 20 marks available. Short-term decision making. This is a management accounts. Accounting standards, rules, regulation should not be applied. We are going to provide information for only internal managers, not for external parties. Right. Basic part already I have discussed. And those are can be disclosed in the graphical presentation also. Therefore, as a graphical presentation, we have to prepare traditional break-even point charts, contribution break-even point charts, and profit volume charts. Therefore, you have to know how to disclose in the graphical presentation. Traditional break-even point charts and contribution break-even point charts as well as profit volume charts. Therefore, now I am going to discuss how to draw traditional break-even point charts and profit volume charts as well as contribution break-even point charts. They ask in the paper, you have to know how to draw. Right from the beginning, I'm going to discuss traditional break-even point charts. Think about, we know how to calculate break-even point quantity, break-even point value. Margin of safety quantity, margin of safety value. And profit and loss, we know how to calculate. You have to know how to draw traditional break-even point charts as well as contribution break-even point charts and profit volume charts. Think about, this is a traditional break-even point charts. Here available cost and revenue. This line cost and revenue this side. Here 0 as well as here value. So quantity. It may be production quantity or sales quantity. හදන business එකක් නම් production quantity ගෙවෙනවා. විකුණන business එකක් නම් sales quantity. You have to know how to disclose break even point quantity and break even point value. Margin of safety quantity, margin of safety value, and profit and loss. Right. Traditional break even point charts. Normally we have to draw total revenue as well as total fixed cost and total cost. Here no need to draw total variable cost. Traditional break-even point chart, there are 3 lines you have to draw. Total revenue. Think about total revenue. When quantity increase, total revenue also increase proportionately. Therefore, this is the way you have to draw total revenue line. There are 3 lines we have to draw. Total revenue as well as total fixed cost and total cost. Start from 0. This is the total revenue line. This is the total revenue, TR. Therefore, this one total revenue, TR. Start from 0 and increase proportionately. When quantity increase, total revenue also increase proportionately. Then think about total fixed cost. Total fixed cost when quantity increase or decrease, not change. This is the total revenue. And total fixed cost when quantity increase or decrease, not change. Therefore, this is the way you have to do total revenue curve. Total revenue start like this. This is the total fixed cost. Total fixed cost not change. When quantity increase or decrease, it has not vary. Therefore, total revenue This is a traditional break-even point charts. Therefore, this is a total fixed cost. Total fixed cost. Think about you have to do total revenue line as well as total fixed cost. Total fixed cost not change. When quantity increase or decrease, it has not changed. Therefore, this is a total revenue. Then think about total cost. Total cost start from total fixed cost. Total cost include total variable cost as well as total fixed cost. Total cost include total variable cost as well as total fixed cost. Think about total revenue start from zero, but total fixed cost, it has not vary with number of quantity. When quantity increase or decrease, total fixed cost not change. Then total fixed cost not change. Think about total cost. Total cost included total variable cost and total fixed cost. But in the traditional break-even point charts, no need to draw total variable cost. Just think about this is a way you have to prepare total variable cost, but no need to draw. Just think about total variable cost also start from zero. It has vary with number of quantity like this. But this line no need to draw in this chart. There's traditional break-even point charts. This is the way you have to draw total variable cost. It has not vary with number of quantity. It has vary with number of quantity. This is total variable cost. But no need to draw. You have to draw total cost. Therefore, total cost equal total variable cost plus total fixed cost. Therefore, total variable cost, total cost start from here. It is parallel to the total variable cost. But in this chart, no need to draw total variable cost. මෙන්න මේක අපි අඳින්නේ නැහැ මේකේ. මම මේ කියලා දෙන්න ඕන නිසා අඳි. This is the way normally we have to draw total variable cost. It has vary with number of quantity. It start from zero. Then think about total cost. Total cost equal total variable cost plus total fixed cost. Total variable cost plus total fixed cost equal total cost. Therefore, this is the way you have to do total cost. Therefore, total cost start from total fixed cost. Think about how to do total cost. Start from total fixed cost. It is parallel to the total variable cost. Therefore, this is the total cost. It is parallel to the total variable cost. But in this chart, no need to do total variable cost. Therefore, this one remove. Therefore, this is the total cost. There are three lines you have to draw. Therefore, this is the total cost. Think about total revenue start from zero. Total fixed cost not change when quantity increase or decrease. And total cost, think about total cost included total variable cost as well as total fixed cost. Total variable cost start from zero, but total variable cost no need to draw in the traditional break-even point charts. You have to draw only total revenue, total cost, and total fixed cost. Think about now. Think about total cost started from total fixed cost. This one very important, not zero. Variable cost plus fixed cost equal total cost. Therefore, this is the break-even point. Total revenue equal total cost. This is a break-even point. Break-even point. For run the business, neither profit nor loss. You have to know how many quantities should be sold. This is called break-even point. Total revenue equal total cost. Therefore, this is a break-even point. Therefore, here should be written as a break-even point. Break-even point, BEP, total revenue equal total cost. Therefore, this is break-even point. Think about total revenue equal total cost. Neither profit nor loss for run the business. This is a break-even point. Total income equal total expense. Therefore, think about break-even point quantity and break-even point value. This is break-even point quantity. Break-even point quantity. Therefore, this is a break-even point quantity. You have to know how to disclose break-even point quantity as well as break-even point value. Therefore, this is a break-even point quantity. And break-even point value, think about this part, here available value. Therefore, break-even point value, this is a break-even point value. Break-even point value, rupee value. You have to know how to disclose traditional break-even point charts. There are 3 lines you have to draw. Think about total revenue start from 0 and total fixed cost. It has not vary with number of quantity. When quantity increase or decrease, total fixed cost not change. And total cost equal total variable cost plus total fixed cost. Total variable cost start from 0 and it has vary with number of quantity, increase proportionately, and total variable cost plus total fixed cost equal total cost. Therefore, total cost start from total fixed cost and it is parallel to the total variable cost, but no need to draw total variable cost. Therefore, this is a break-even point and this is a break-even point value and this is a break-even point quantity. Beyond the BP, those are the margin of safety. Therefore, margin of safety, quantity and value, think about. This is the margin of safety beyond the BP. Think about BP quantity equal this one beyond the break-even points. Those are called margin of safety. Therefore, here margin of safety beyond the break-even point. Think about expected sales quantity available here. Expected sales quantity. Therefore, beyond the BP, this is a margin of safety quantity. Margin of safety. Think about margin of safety quantity as well as margin of safety value. Therefore, this is MOS quantity. MOS, margin of safety quantity. Margin of safety quantity beyond the BP. Think how to disclose. And margin of safety value, think about. This is the expected sales quantity available beyond the BP. Then think about margin of safety value. This is sales value. And think about here quantity. Try to recognize how to draw traditional break-even point charts. Therefore, this is the total sales beyond the BP. Expected sales quantity, think about. In this situation, total sales equal this value, and therefore this is the total revenue. And beyond the BP, this is a margin of safety value, and this is a margin of safety quantity. Think about beyond the BP. Therefore, margin of safety value beyond the BP. Therefore, here available margin of safety value think about how to draw traditional break-even point charts. Margin of safety rupee value, MOS. This is the way you have to draw traditional break-even point charts. Think about total revenue line, total fixed cost, and total cost. Total cost equal total revenue. This is a break-even point. Then in this situation, think about quantity. That is a break-even point quantity. And this is a break-even point value. Then beyond the BP, that is a margin of safety quantity. Think about here beyond the BP, expected sales quantity minus BEP quantity. This is the expected sales quantity beyond the BP. This is a margin of safety quantity, and beyond the BP value equal margin of safety value. Therefore, for generate profit, there should be margin of safety. Therefore, this is the profit. Think about this one, very important. Total revenue, think about total cost. Total revenue higher than the total cost. Therefore, this is the profit. Therefore, you have to know how to disclose profit also. Profit. Therefore, this side available profit. Profit and loss also you have to disclose. Therefore, this is profit. And this side loss available. Therefore, loss here. Profit and loss also you have to disclose. Therefore, profit. They ask graphical presentation also. This one profit. Therefore, this is a profit. Total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue higher than the total cost. Therefore, this side, this is profit. And this is a loss. Therefore, this is a loss. Try to recognize how to disclose, how to draw traditional break-even point charts. Think about total revenue and total cost. Total cost is started from total fixed cost. And total fixed cost not vary with number of quantity. It is parallel. And total cost included total variable cost as well as total fixed cost. But in the traditional break-even point charts, no need to draw total variable cost. And this is a break-even point quantity. Think about beyond the VP, there is a profit. Revenue higher than the total cost. Therefore, this is the profit. And here, total revenue lower than the total cost. Therefore, there is a loss. This side loss and this side profit. margin of safety quantity as well as margin of safety value. This is a traditional break-even point charts. You have to know how to disclose break-even point quantity, break-even point value, margin of safety quantity, margin of safety value. And think about here, cost and revenue, here quantity. It may be production quantity, it may be sales quantity. And here zero, traditional break-even point charts. That next one, contribution to break-even point charts. There are three graphical presentation we have discussed. Next one, think about. Next one, contribution to break-even point charts. Therefore, this is a contribution break-even point charts. Try to recognize difference between traditional break-even point charts and contribution break-even point charts. Here cost and revenue, and here zero, and value quantity. It may be production quantity, it may be sales quantity. Traditional contribution break-even point charts. It is also available total revenue and total cost. Total fixed cost not available. That is the difference. Contribution break-even point chart, it has not given total fixed cost line. Total variable cost line available, total cost line available, and total revenue available. But think about traditional break-even point charts, total fixed cost also available. But in the contribution break-even point charts, total fixed cost line is not available. Right, this is the way you have to draw. First one, think about total revenue. It has started from zero, increased proportionately. Therefore, this is the total revenue. TR. Total revenue. It has vary with number of quantity. This is a total revenue, not total cost. TR. It started from zero. And increase proportionately. Therefore, this is the total revenue. And total variable cost, think about. Total fixed cost no need to draw in contribution to break-even point charts. Total variable cost also vary with number of quantity. Start from zero, and it has also vary with number of quantity. But variable cost lower than the total revenue. Therefore, like this. This is the total variable cost. It has not available traditional break-even point charts. Therefore, this is a total variable cost. Think about total fixed cost also available, but no need to do total fixed cost. Just think about this is where you have to do total fixed cost, but cannot be disclosed. Just think about total fixed cost start from here. It has not vary. When quantity increase or decrease, total fixed cost not change. But in the contribution break-even point charts, total fixed cost line cannot be drawn. Just think about this is a way. Then think about total cost. Total cost start from total fixed cost. We have to draw total cost. It has parallel to the total variable cost like this. This is the total cost. Think about just total fixed cost line cannot be drawn, but just think about it has parallel to the total variable cost. This is the total cost. Total cost equal total variable plus total fixed cost. Therefore, this is the total cost. Contribution break-even point charts. This is the total fixed cost. It does not vary with number of quantity, but in the contribution break-even point charts, total fixed cost line cannot be drawn. Therefore, remove it. Just think about it. Those are the line we have to draw. Total revenue, total cost is started from total fixed cost. It has parallel to the total variable cost. Now think about break even point quantity. Total revenue equal total cost. Neither profit nor loss for run the business. This is the quantity should be followed. Break even point quantity. Total income equal total expense. Therefore, this is the break even point. Break even point. Think about quantity as well as value. BEP. Break even point. This is a break even point. Total revenue equal total cost. Neither profit nor loss. Then think about break even point quantity as well as break even point value. Break even point quantity. Therefore, here quantity available. Therefore, this is the break even point quantity. As well as break even point value. Therefore, here break even point quantity. BEP quantity. And break even point value available this side. Think what contribution to break even point charts. Therefore, this is a break even point value. Therefore, here break even point value. BEP rupee value. Break even point quantity, break even point value. And beyond the BP, this side margin of safety. Beyond the BP quantity, margin of safety quantity. Beyond the BP value, margin of safety value. Think about expected sales quantity available here. Expected sales quantity, think about here. Therefore, this is the expected sales quantity beyond the break-even point quantity. That is a margin of safety. Therefore, margin of safety, quantity as well as value beyond the BP. Margin of safety quantity. Expected sales quantity minus break-even point quantity. Therefore, this is the margin of safety quantity. MOS beyond the BP. Think how to calculate also. Expected sales quantity minus break-even point quantity. Therefore, margin of safety quantity. As well as think about margin of safety value also. And margin of safety value beyond the BP. This is expected sales value. Expected sales value minus break-even point value. Therefore, margin of safety value. Margin of safety value beyond the BP. Expected sales value minus break-even point value. Margin of safety value beyond the BP. MOS rupee value. Therefore, beyond the BP, try to recognize how to draw. traditional break-even point charts as well as contribution break-even point charts. Beyond the BP value, therefore this is a margin of safety value, margin of safety quantity. Total fixed cost line, no need to draw. This is a contribution break-even point charts. And here profit available and here loss available. Think about total revenue minus total cost. Therefore, revenue higher than the total cost. Therefore, there is a profit. Therefore, profit also should be disclosed. This is a profit. Total income minus total expense. Total income higher than the total cost. Therefore, there is a profit. And here loss available. Total revenue lower than the total cost. Therefore, there is a loss. This side loss available. Therefore, profit and loss also should be disclosed. At BP level, there is no profit and loss. Beyond the BP, there is a profit. But below BP, there is a loss. Therefore, this one profit. Here profit. Think about contribution break-even point charts. And here loss available. Total income lower than the total expense. Therefore, there is a loss. Therefore, profit and loss also you have to disclose. Think about beyond the BP margin of safety quantity and beyond the BP value, that is a margin of safety value. And total fixed cost line is not available here. Think about this one very important. Think about total variable cost and total fixed cost. Difference between these two value. They ask MCQ paper. Difference between these two value. Think about total cost as well as total variable cost. Here difference will be equal total fixed cost. මේ දෙකේ gap එක තියෙන total fixed cost එක. Therefore this one total fixed cost. Total fixed cost. They ask MCQ paper. Total fixed cost. Difference between total cost and total variable cost. Therefore, this is the total fixed cost. Difference between total cost and total variable cost. Think about total variable cost plus total fixed cost equal total cost. Therefore, total cost minus total variable cost equal total fixed cost. Difference between total cost line and total variable cost. Right, those are the way. This is a contribution to break-even point charts. Think about difference between traditional break-even point charts. Now see the traditional break-even point charts. In the traditional break-even point charts, total fixed cost curve line is not available. Traditional break-even point charts, total fixed cost line available, but total variable cost not available. But contribution break-even point charts, total fixed cost line is not available, but total variable cost available. Profit and loss and break-even point quantity, break-even point value. This is a break-even point. And beyond the BP, there is a profit. Below BP, there is a loss. At BP level, neither profit nor loss. There is no profit and loss. Therefore, this is the contribution break-even point charts. Difference between total cost and total variable cost. This is the total fixed cost. That next one, profit volume charts. There are three graphical presentation. Profit volume charts, think about. This is a profit volume charts. Here profit, this side loss available, and here sales quantity. Think about when sales quantity increase, think about profit. When quantity zero, think about profit and loss. When quantity increase, think about profit and loss. Therefore, profit volume charts. Here, no need to draw total revenue, total cost, total variable cost, total fixed cost. Cost and revenue cannot be drawn here. Here you have to draw profit line. This is where you have to draw profit line. Think about profit volume charts. This side profit available, this side loss available, and here zero. This is a sales quantity. Think about when quantity zero, total loss equal total fixed cost. එකක්වත් හැදුවේ නැත්නම් total income zero, total variable cost zero, but total fixed cost available. Income zero, total expense. It is include variable cost and fixed cost. Variable cost zero, but fixed cost available. Therefore, important this part. When quantity zero, total loss equal total fixed cost. එකක්වත් හැදුවේ නැත්නම් විකුණාවේ නැත්නම් එම total loss එක zero නෙවේ. It is equal total fixed cost. Therefore, this is where you have to draw profit line. We have to draw profit line. This is the profit line. Not total revenue, not total cost, not total fixed cost. Cost and revenue cannot be drawn. This is called profit line. Therefore, this is the profit line. Think about when quantity zero, total loss equal total fixed cost. එකක්වත් විකුණුවේ නැත්නම් එහෙම total loss එක equal වෙනවා total fixed cost එකට. Therefore, here equal total fixed cost. This one total fixed cost. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතන තියෙන value එක equal වෙන්න ඕන total fixed cost එකට. When quantity zero. Therefore, this one should be equal total fixed cost. And this is a break even point. Think about when quantity increase, loss decrease. But here there is no profit and loss. Therefore, this is a break even point quantity. At BP level, there is no profit and loss. But below BP, this is the loss. Beyond the BP, this is a profit. Therefore, margin of safety available beyond the BP. Therefore, this is a break even point quantity. This is a break even point quantity. BEP quantity. And beyond BP, there is a profit. Think about profit volume charts. This is a break even point quantity. Beyond the BP, there is a profit. And below BP, there is a loss. When quantity zero, this one very important. When quantity zero, total loss equal total fixed cost. When quantity increase, loss decrease. Here there is no profit and loss. Therefore, this is a break even point quantity. Value cannot be disclosed here. And this side loss available, this side profit available. Therefore, you have to draw profit and loss also. Therefore, this side profit, here profit available. And this side loss. You have to disclose profit and loss also. Therefore, this is the profit beyond the BP. And this is a loss. Think about profit, loss, break-even point quantity. This is a profit line. No need to draw total revenue, total cost. No need to draw. Only profit line. When quantity 0, total loss equal total fixed cost. When quantity increase, loss decrease. Here there is no profit and loss. Therefore, this is a break-even point quantity, and beyond the BP, there is a profit. Beyond the BP quantity, that is a margin of safety quantity. Therefore, can be disclosed margin of safety quantity also. Margin of safety quantity can be disclosed beyond the BP. But this is a break-even point quantity. Beyond the BP quantity, it is called margin of safety. Margin of safety value cannot be disclosed here. Only margin of safety quantity. Therefore, MOS quantity at BP level, there is no profit and loss. Beyond the BP, there is a profit. Below BP, there is a loss. Then beyond the BP quantity, margin of safety quantity. When quantity 0, total loss equal total fixed cost. Those are the important things. There are 3 graphical presentation. Therefore, you have to know how to draw traditional break-even point charts, contribution break-even point charts, as well as profit volume charts, relevant for short-term decision making. That this is the traditional break-even point charts we have discussed. Think about total revenue, total cost, and total fixed cost available. But contribution break-even point charts, total fixed cost line is not available. Total revenue, total cost, as well as total variable cost available. But profit volume charts, there is no total cost and total revenue. It has available profit line. When quantity 0, total loss equal total fixed cost. Then when quantity increase, loss decrease. Here there is no profit and loss. That is a break-even point. Beyond the BP, there is a profit. Below BP, loss. Then think about margin of safety quantity. Here profit, this side loss, and this side sales quantity. This is a graphical presentation relevant for short-term decision making. Right now, think about this example. Before you start the sum, you have to recognize variable cost per unit and total fixed cost as well as selling price per unit. This is a 2018 paper. Right, read carefully, try to recognize variable cost per unit as well as total fixed cost and selling price per unit. Those are the important area, 20 marks. First one, read carefully, try to recognize variable cost per unit and total fixed cost as well as selling price per unit. ඉස්සරම කියවලා තේරුම් ගන්න හිතන්න බලන්න මොනවද වෙන්නේ කියලා. First one, read carefully. (2018) paper, very important. Try to recognize variable cost per units. මුලින්ම හොයාගන්න සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා හොයාගන්න. අන්නේ සල්ලි එන එක වෙනස් වෙනකොට total cost එක proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. If those are changed proportionately, those are the variable cost. ඒක අපි බලන්නේ මොකක් එක්කද compare කරන්න ඕනේ? සල්ලි එන තැනත් එක තමයි බලන්න අපි. That is given an educational institutes in Kandy planning to introduce diploma program in accounting. It will be conducted during the weekend in rented premises. This program consists of 10 subjects. Very important, 10 subjects available. Each subject will be taught for 15 hours. Think about there are 10 subjects available per subjects. Each subject will be taught 15 hours. Will be taught. This is a management accounts, not actual information, forecasted. And duration of project program 6 months. Duration is a 6 month. 10 subject available. Each subject will be taught 15 hours. Think about 6 month duration. Short term decision making. And further, each student should be submitted project reports. Very important. Further, each student should be submitted a project reports at the end of the program. Those are the important things. 10 subject available. 15 hours should be taught each subject. And duration is 6 months. And each student should be submitted a project reports. 10 subject available, but only one project reports. No need to prepare project report for each subject. Each student should be submitted a project reports. එක report එකක් තමයි දෙන්නේ. At the end of the program. දැන් හොයාගන්න try කරන්න සල්ලි එන්න කොහෙන්ද කියලා මේකේ. It has given income ඔන්න එන තැන. Program fee 60,000 per student. එහෙනම් students ලාගෙන් තමයි සල්ලි එන්නේ. එහෙනම් දැන් බලන්න ඕනේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ students ලා change වෙනකොට change වෙනවද කියලා තමයි බලන්න. වෙන මොනවත් change වෙනකොට නෙවෙයි. අපිට මේ activity එකෙන් සල්ලි එන්නේ student කෙනෙක්ගෙන්. එහෙනම් students ලා change වෙනකොට proportionately change වෙනව තමයි variable cost කියලා අපි ගන්නෙ. And examination fees also given 5,000 per student. This is value should be considered as a selling price. Program fee and examination fees 65,000. This is income. That is a value should be considered as a selling price per student. Therefore, if it has vary with number of students, think about how to recognize variable cost and fixed cost. වෙන මොනවත් change වෙනකොට නෙමෙයි අපි බලන්නේ. Students ලා change වෙනකොට total cost එක change වෙනවද? That is a way we have determined variable cost and fixed cost. Think about expenses it has given. Payment for lectures. Lecture fees given 2,000 per hour. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ බලන්න ඕනේ students ලා change වෙනකොට change වෙනවද? Lecture fees given per hour. it has ඒක වෙනස් වෙනවා hours වෙනස් වෙනකොට, but it has not vary with number of student. Therefore this is a fees cost. Lecture fees 2000 per hour, but total fees cost will be calculated per hour. 15 hours will be taught each subject, 10 subject available, but lecture fee is not vary with number of student. Therefore it is not variable. That is a fees cost, but total fees cost will be calculated. Lecture fees it is given per hour, 15 hours per subject, 10 subject available. Think about total lecture fee. It does not vary with number of student. Students ලා වැඩි වුණත් අඩු වුණත් lecture hour එකට ගෙවන ගාණ වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Therefore that is a fees cost, but total value should be calculated. And next one, assignment marking fee 600 per student per subject. Per student, it has vary with number of student, but given per subject, 10 subject available, you have to calculate variable cost per student. Each student, it has given this program consists of 10 subjects. Therefore, you have to consider for 10 subjects. Variable cost you have to calculate for per student. It has given assignment marking fee 600 per student per subject, but 10 subject available. This is a variable, but it has given per subject 10 subject available for this program. Then project report evaluation fee 10,000 per report, per reports. Here it is given a project report, each student should be submitted end of the program. Therefore project report evaluation fee also vary with number of student. Therefore it is also variable cost. Per reports it has given 10,000. Here it is given each student should be submitted a project report at the end of the program. Therefore project report evaluation fees also vary with number of student. That is also variable cost. And study material cost 500 per student per subject. Therefore it has given per student. Therefore it has vary with number of student. Variable, but given per subject, 10 subject available. Therefore you have to calculate variable cost per student. And next one, program manager salary 45,000 per month, not per student. It has not vary with number of student. It does not depend on number of student. Therefore this is not variable. This is a fixed cost, but given per month. There are 6 months available. If it is fixed cost, total fixed cost should be calculated. 6 months available. It has given per month. It has given the duration of this program 6 months. Project manager salary not vary with number of student. Therefore it is fixed cost, not variable, but given per month value. Duration is given 6 months. Next one, rent for building also given 40,000 per month. 40,000 per month. It has not given per student. That is also not variable cost. This is a fixed cost, but given monthly value into 6 months. Next one, operating expense 70,000 for 6 month period. It has given directly. Think about some information is given per month value. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. But operating expense is given total value for 6 months. And examination expense 400 per student per subject. Therefore examination expense vary with number of student, but given per subject 10 subject available. This is the 2018 paper. Before calculate, you have to recognize there are 3 type of information. Selling price per student. As a selling price you have to consider fee per student, and cost can be divided by 2 part. Variable cost, if it is variable you have to calculate variable cost per unit. And fixed cost, if it is fixed cost, total fixed cost should be calculated. Right, before answer the question, try to recognize total fixed cost as well as variable cost per unit. Before answer the question, variable cost per units and total fixed cost as well as think about revenue also. There are three types of information you have to calculate before answer the question. Total fixed cost and variable cost per student. If it is variable cost per student, if it is fixed cost total value and revenue also, as a selling price we have to consider fee per student. There are three types of information. As a selling price you have to consider fee per student. Think about selling price. Selling price per student. As a selling price you have to consider fee per student. Therefore fee per student it is equal selling price. That is a selling price per unit. Normally you have to calculate there are three types of information. Total fixed cost, variable cost per unit. Here unit equal students as well as selling price per units. Selling price it is equal fee per student. Therefore in this example it is given there are two types of fees. It is given from the beginning program fee as well as examination fees 60,000 and 5,000 per student. Therefore think about selling price per unit. Fee per student 60,000, program fee, examination fees 5,000. Therefore total value equal. Therefore this is the selling price per student. As a selling price you have to consider fee per student. Then think about cost. It has given expenses can be divided by two parts, variable cost as well as fixed cost. Think about lecture fees. It has given lecture fees and expenses. It has given all the expenses. Recognize variable of fixed cost. Lecture fee is given 2,000 per hour. Lecture fees 2,000 per hour. It has not given per student. Therefore, it has not vary with number of students. But it has given per hour. It has given here each subject will be taught 15 hours. And there are 10 subjects available. Therefore, think about as a lecture fee. Lecture fee is a fixed cost. Total value should be calculated. How to calculate? 2,000 into 15 into 10. Total fixed cost. It has not vary with number of students. දැන් මෙතන hours අනුව වෙනස් වුණාට අපි බලන්නේ සල්ලි එන එකත් එක තමයි බලන්න අපි. It has not vary with number of students. අපි charge කරන්නේ students ලගෙන්. Therefore lecture fee also fixed cost. But given per hour value 15 hours each subject and there are 10 subjects available. Therefore lecture fee is fixed cost. How to calculate value? Per hour 2,000. There are 15 hours each subject will be taught. Then there are 10 subjects available. Therefore this is the total lecture fee. Total lecture fees equal 300,000. It has not vary with number of students. Therefore that is a fixed cost. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. The next one, assignment marking fee given 600 per student per subject. It has vary with number of students. Therefore that is a variable cost. But given per subject, there are 10 subjects available. Therefore, you have to calculate variable cost per student. This program consists of 10 subjects. But here is given assignment marking fees per subject is given. 10 subject available. You have to calculate per student. Therefore, assignment marking fee is a variable cost. How to calculate value? 600 per subject. There are 10 subjects available. Therefore, per student, this is the assignment marking fee per student. There are 10 subjects available this program. You have to calculate variable cost per not subject per student. Each student should be follow 10 subject. Therefore, into 10. And next one, project report evaluation fee. 10,000 is given per report. Per reports. Here is given each student should be submitted a project report at the end of the program. Therefore, project report evaluation fee also vary with number of students. Per reports. A report should be submitted. Therefore, this is also variable. It has vary with number of students. 10,000 and variable cost. Only one report should be submitted. Therefore, that value no need to multiply 10. Vary with number of students. And study material cost 500 per subject per student variable, but given per subject. 10 subject available. Therefore, 500 into 10. That is a study material cost per student. You have to calculate per student. Therefore, study material cost given 500 per student per subject, but there are 10 subjects available. Therefore, 500 into 10. Therefore, this is the study material cost per student. You have to calculate per student. Next one, program manager salary. It has given per month, not per student. It has not vary with number of student. Therefore, that is also fees cost, but given per month. And this, the duration of this program, 6 months. It has given only 1 month program manager salary. Therefore, program manager salary is a fees cost, but given only 1 month value into 6. If it is fees cost, total value should be calculated. Therefore, fees cost, program manager salary, and given per month 45,000 into 6. 45,000 into 6. 45,000 into 6. Reason, duration of this program for 6 months. Therefore, here 270,000. Total fees cost should be calculated. Think about program, duration of this program 6 months. And rent for building also given 40,000 per month. There are 6 months available. It has not given per student, not vary with number of student. Therefore, rent expense also fees cost, but into 6. Total value should be calculated. Therefore, rent expense monthly value equal 40,000 into 6 months. Therefore, value equal 240,000. Then next one, operating expense. It has given rupees 70,000 for 6 month period. Given directly for 6 month period, not given per month value. It has not vary with number of student. Therefore, this is a fees cost, but given directly for 6 month value. No need to multiply by 6. Therefore, 70,000 operating expense also fees cost. Given directly for 6 month value equal 70,000. The last one, examination expense. 400 per student per subject. per student, it has vary with number of student, but given per subject, there are 10 subject available. Therefore, this is a variable cost, but you have to calculate variable cost per student. Therefore, 400 into 10. Examination expense variable cost vary with number of student. Therefore, value 400 it has given per subject. There are 10 subject should be follow. Therefore, value equal 4000. Think about those are the expense and those are the income. As income, as a selling price, you have to consider fee per student. Program fees available as well as examination fees available. Think about short-term decision making. Now take the answers. Think about total fees cost and variable cost per student. Take the value. Total fees cost. Therefore, total fees cost equal 880,000 and variable cost per unit. Here total amount equal 25,000. This is a variable cost per student and this is a selling price. Fee per student, that is the value should be considered as a selling price. Now see the requirements. Think about before answer the question, you have to prepare working like that. Workings. Now think about requirements. First one, they ask contribution per student. Contribution per unit. Contribution per unit, you know how to calculate. Contribution per unit equals selling price minus variable cost. Now write the equation. We know selling price, we know variable cost, and total fixed cost already calculated. Then requirement one, they ask contribution per units. Therefore, this is the way you have to answer. Contribution per unit. Per unit means per student. Selling price minus variable cost. This is equation. Therefore, selling price equal, as a selling price you have to consider fee per student 65,000 minus variable cost equal 25,000. First one, write the equation. Therefore, 65,000 minus 25,000, contribution per unit equal 40,000 rupees. Therefore, this is a requirement one. Very important. You have to know how to recognize fixed cost and variable cost. Then the second requirements. There's total fixed cost of the program. There's all the calculated. Therefore, second requirement they ask total fixed cost of the program. Total fixed cost. Its composition should be disclosed. Therefore, answer for 2. They ask total fixed cost. Therefore, this is the total fixed cost equal rupees 880,000. This is answer. But its composition should be disclosed. Its composition. This is second paper. Therefore, its composition total fixed cost. Lecture fees, program manager salary, and rent for building, as well as operating expense. This is the answer for requirement 2. Then think about third requirements. There's number of students to be enrolled to cover the total cost of the program. To cover the total cost, that is a break-even point quantity. There's number of students, quantity they ask. Break-even point, cover the total cost. Therefore, break-even point quantity equal, think about equation. Break-even point quantity equal total fixed cost divided by contribution per units. Then write the equation. Third requirements. Third one, they ask break-even point quantity. Therefore, BEP quantity equal total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Total fixed cost already calculated and contribution per unit also calculated. They asked to cover the total cost. The number of students to be enrolled to cover the total cost of the program. To cover the total cost mean break-even point, number of students, that is a quantity. Therefore, total fixed cost we know and contribution per unit also calculated. Therefore, 808,000, that is the total fixed cost, and divided by contribution per unit equal 40,000. Therefore, answer is the number of students 880,000 divided by 40,000. Therefore, number of students equal 22 students. Therefore, answer is students. To cover the total cost, 22 students should be participants in this level. In this situation, to cover the total cost, 22 students should be participants. This is a break-even point quantity. Then think about fourth requirements. Number of students to be enrolled to the program to earn profit 200,000. This is the expected profit. For generate expected profit, they ask how many students should be participants. Therefore, last equation should be applied. They ask number of quantity students they ask. For generate 200,000 profit. Therefore, total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per units. That is the equation you have to apply. The number of students to be enrolled to cover the program to earn profit 200,000. This is the expected profit. Therefore, total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per units. Total fixed cost already calculated and expected profit is given and contribution per unit also calculated. Therefore, fourth requirement they ask for generate expected profit. How many students should be participants? They ask number of students, quantity they ask. Therefore, students equal total fixed cost plus expected profit. Think about equation, then divided by contribution per units. This one divided by contribution per units. Contribution per unit. Then take the answers. Total fixed cost already calculated. It is equal 880,000 and expected profit is given 200,000. Think about requirement 4. Expected profit equal 200,000. Therefore, it should be added. This is expected profit. Then 880,000, that is the total fixed cost. And expected profit equal 200,000. Then divided by contribution per units. For generate expected profit 200,000 profit, they ask how many students will be participants. Then take the answers. Therefore, 880,000 plus 200,000 divided by 40,000. Therefore, number of students equal 27 students. For generate 1,000 profit, 27 students should be participants. Neither profit nor loss. To cover the total cost, 22 students should be participants. Think about requirement same. Important thing, you have to know how to recognize variable cost per units as well as total fixed cost. The last requirement, think about last one, the minimum program fee. Read carefully. The minimum program fee to be charged from one student it is given if expected profit 350,000 and 30 student participate. 5 very important. Read carefully. Minimum program fee they ask to be charged from one student if expected profit and number of student. It is given expected profit should be equal 350,000. Number of student 30. That's minimum program fee. මෙච්චර profit එකක් අපිට එන්නත් ඕන. And participate 30 student. There's minimum program fee. Minimum program fee available. Think about program fee part of selling price. Therefore, you have to calculate from the beginning new selling price. Then from new selling price, deduct examination fees. Then program fee can be calculated. They are selling price. Profit should be equal 350,000 as well as number of student participate 30. There's minimum program fee. Minimum program fee mean part of selling price. Therefore, it can be calculated by using break-even point quantity equation. And this is expected profit. Therefore, think about for generate expected profit. Quantity is given, expected profit also given. Therefore, last equation can be applied. Think about quantity equal total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. There's minimum program fee. Profit should be equal 350,000. Number of student participate 30. Right, this is the equation you have to apply. Think about for generate expected profit, how many students should be participants. Therefore, count 5. Think about last equation, number of quantity. In this example, students, number of student equal total fixed cost plus expected profit. It has given expected profit also. Expected profit divided by contribution per units. First one, try to calculate contribution per units. Contribution per unit equals selling price minus variable cost. There's minimum program fee. Therefore, contribution per unit. Number of students should be 30. Expected profit is given 350,000. Total fixed cost we know. Think about this example. This is expected profit. A number of students 30 should be participants. Total fixed cost we know. There's minimum program fee. Minimum program fee mean part of selling price. Therefore, from the beginning, you have to calculate selling price. Right, then apply. Very important. Number of students should be equal 30. And total fixed cost also calculated. It is equal 880,000. Expected profit equal 350,000. By using those information, can be calculate new contribution per unit. Therefore, divided by contribution per unit. Now you have to calculate new contribution per unit. Therefore, this one take this side, this one take other side. Therefore, contribution per unit equal contribution per unit equal this one take this side, this one take other side. Therefore, here total amount equal 880 plus 350. Total value equal 230,000 divided by 30. This is the contribution per unit, new contribution. This one take this side, this one take other side. Therefore, now can be calculate new contribution per units. But requirement is not this one. There's minimum program fee. First one calculate new contribution per units. Therefore, 1,230,000 divided by 30. Therefore, this is the new contribution per units. Now think how to calculate contribution per units. Contribution per unit equal selling price minus variable cost. Their selling price. Program P part of selling price. Now we know contribution per unit and variable cost also calculated. Variable cost per unit equal 25,000. Variable cost per unit not change. Therefore, selling price contribution per unit we know. Therefore, new contribution per unit equal 41,000. We are going to calculate selling price. It is included program fee and variable cost. It does not vary with number of student. Variable cost per unit not change. Variable cost per unit not change. Therefore, this is a selling price, new selling price. Therefore, this one take other side, can be calculated new selling price. Therefore, 41,000 plus 25,000 equal new selling price. There's program P. Program P part of selling price. Therefore, here total amount equals 66,000. This is the new selling price. Then think about program fee. Think about selling price include there are three parts, two parts. This is selling price. Selling price included program fee as well as examination fees. Therefore, there's new examination, new program fee. Now think about answer. There's program fee. Now not 60. Now selling price equals 66. Therefore, this one should be 66. And examination fees not change. Therefore, program fee should be equal. Think about this one minus this one, 61,000. Therefore, this is answer. New program fee. Number of students should be participate 30 and expected profit equal 350,000. Thus, in this situation, minimum program fee there's. Therefore, first one try to calculate new contribution per unit. Then you know how to calculate contribution per units. By using contribution per unit equation, new selling price can be calculated. Therefore, new selling price included examination fees as well as program fee. Therefore, question number 5 answer, there's minimum program fee. Therefore, minimum program fee equal 61,000. The minimum program fee rupees 61,000. Think what requirement 5 answer. Therefore, minimum program fee equal rupees 61,000. Therefore, this is answer. Think about 2018 paper. There are 5 requirements. Normal requirements. Requirement is not changed. There's contribution per units. You know equation. And total fixed cost there's. Break even point quantity there's. For generate expected profit, how many students would be participates? Then last one think about 30 student participates. Expected profit equal 350,000. In this situation, there's minimum program fee. First one, try to calculate new contribution per units. Then try to calculate selling price. Selling price included program fee as well as examination fees. Very important thing, you have to know how to recognize variable cost and fixed cost. When we are going to recognize variable cost and fixed cost, think about ඉස්සරම බලන්න ඕනේ සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා තමයි බලා ගන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ. සල්ලි එන තැන වෙනස් වෙනකොට cost එක වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් දැන් මේක බලන්න lecture fees is given per hour. ඒතර ඒක hours අනුව වෙනස් වෙනවා. හැබැයි students ලා අනුව වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. අපිට සල්ලි එන්නේ hours වලින් නෙවෙයි students ලාගෙන් සල්ලි එන්නේ. Therefore, when we are going to recognize variable cost and fixed cost, you have to compare with number of students. When number of students change, total cost change. Those are the variable cost. When number of students, therefore, try to recognize how to calculate variable cost per unit as well as total fixed cost and selling price. As a selling price, you have to consider program fee as well as examination fees. Next one, question number 12. This is 2019 paper. First one, read carefully. Try to recognize variable cost per unit, fixed cost, total value. Then see the requirements. Read carefully. (2019) paper, 20 marks. මුලින්ම සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා හොයාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඒකත් එක්ක වේරි වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. Then think about requirements. 20 marks. Partnership sum also 20 marks. But think about in this example, those are the information. දැන් partnership ගානක් ගත්ත බලන්න පිටු දෙකක් විතර තියෙනවා ගාන විතරක්. ලේසියෙන් ලකුණු ගන්න පුළුවන් පාඩමක් මේක. Non-profit organization 20 marks, cash flow 20 marks, and this is CVP analysis 20 marks. Very important lesson. This is a compulsory part of management accounts. Normally question number 2 compulsory. Question number 2 it has given management account part. Therefore sometimes CVP analysis also available question number 2. Question number 1 and 2 compulsory. That it has given a school is planning to annual staff trip. Following information has been estimated for the trip by accounting teacher of the school. This is a 2019 annual paper. And fee charge per teacher. Fee charge per teacher. This is a value should be considered as a selling price. And hiring charges per bus with seating capacity 40 passengers. Think about for 40 passengers. Hiring charges per bus. දැන් මේක බලන්න. ටීචර්ස්ලා 20ක් ගියත් බස් එකේ ගාණ අපි දෙන්න ඕන. ටීචර්ස්ලා 30ක් ගියත් බස් එකේ ගාණ දෙන්න ඕන අපි. Therefore, hiring charges per bus not vary with number of teachers proportionately. ටීචර්ස්ලා අඩුවෙන් ගියයි කියලා බස් එකේ ගාණ අඩු කරන්න බෑනේ අපිට. Therefore, this is not variable cost. Vary but not vary proportionately. ඒ කියන්නේ එක්කෙනෙක් ගියොත් එක බස් එකක් යනවා, දෙන්නෙක් ගියොත් බස් දෙකක් යනවා. අන්න ඒව වෙනස් වෙනවා තමයි variable. But it has given hiring charges per bus with seating capacity 40 passengers. Now 40 වෙනකන් මෙච්චරයි යන්නේ. 30 ගියත් 40,000. 20 teachers ගියත් 40,000. Therefore, hiring charges per bus fixed cost not vary with number of teachers proportionately. But for 40 teachers, only one bus. Then allowances for drivers and assistants per bus 2000 per bus. It has not vary with number of teachers. අපිට සල්ලි එන ටීචර්ස් ලගෙන් එහෙනම් ඕගොල්ලෝ බලන්න ඕනේ ටීචර්ස්ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට cost එක වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා තමයි බලන්න අපි. Therefore allowances for drivers and assistants per bus, it has vary with number of bus. It has not vary with number of teachers. Therefore this is also fixed cost. අපි variable cost fixed cost කියලා බලනකොට බලන්නේ සල්ලි එන තැන දිහා තමයි බලන්නේ. සල්ලි එන ටීචර්ස් ලගෙන් fee charges per teacher. එහෙනම් ටීචර්ස්ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට cost එක වෙනස් වෙනවනම් තමයි variable වෙන්නේ. Therefore hiring charges per bus and allowances for drivers and assistants, those are not vary with number of teachers. Therefore those are fixed cost. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. Then refreshment expenses per teacher, that is a variable cost but is not given. Value should be calculated. And number of teacher required to be cover the total cost. Now it has given break-even point quantity. This is a break-even point quantity. Number of teachers required to cover the total cost given. But refreshment per teacher variable cost per unit is not given. And maximum number of teachers expected for trip 120. 120 maximum number of teachers expected. එහෙනම් බස් කීයක් ඕනද කියලා හිතන්න. With seating capacity 40 passengers, one bus. Therefore, expected teachers 120. Think about how many bus requires. Then it has given allowances for drivers and assistants per bus. Think about number of bus requires. If those are fixed cost, total value should be calculated. Expected 120 teachers participates. Per bus 40 teachers. Think number of bus, how many bus requires. It has given the number of teachers traveling per bus is limited to its seating capacity. එන එක බස් එකකට ටීචර්ස්ලා 40යි යන්නේ. ටීචර්ස්ලා 120ක් එනවා. Think how many bus requires. That there's total fixed cost of the trip requirement same. And contribution per teacher. Replacement expense per teacher. That is a variable cost. And margin of safety of the trip number and value. There's both. And surplus of the trip, if maximum number of teachers expected to participate, that is a profit. And last one, the fee charged per teacher to cover the total cost if only 90 teachers participate. Same requirements. Before answer the question, you have to recognize total fixed cost. Total variable cost also not given. There's total variable cost per unit. Replacement cost, that is a variable cost. Vary with number of teachers but not given value. First one, try to calculate total fixed cost. And break-even point quantity also given. This is a break-even point quantity. BEP quantity is given. This is a 2019 paper. To cover the total cost, it has given number of teachers participates. Break-even point quantity. That there's first one, total fixed cost of the trip. Therefore, try to calculate total fixed cost. Think about hiring charges per bus is given, as well as allowances for drivers and assistants. First one, try to recognize number of bus requires. Therefore, from the beginning, total fixed cost. Total fixed cost. This is answer first one. There's total fixed cost of the trip. Think about hiring charges per bus. Hiring charges. Hiring charges for bus. Hiring charges for bus. It has given hiring charges per bus 40,000. But only 40 teachers can be participants. Seating capacity 40. And expected teachers 120. Think about how many bus requires. 120 teachers participates. But seating capacity per bus is given 40. Therefore, number of bus, 3 bus requires. Bus 3ක් ඕන trip එක යන්න. එක bus එකට දාන ප්‍රමාණය 40. Number of teachers expected to participate 120. Therefore, we have to arrange there are 3 bus. And given per bus 40,000. Therefore, hiring charges for bus 40,000 per bus. There are 3 bus required. Therefore, this is the hiring charges for bus. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. Think how many bus required. The next one, allowances for drivers and assistants. Allowances for drivers and assistants per bus. It has given per bus. There are 3 bus required. Per bus 2,000. Therefore, allowances for drivers and assistants per bus 2,000. There are 3 bus required into 3. Therefore, this is the fixed cost. Hiring charges for bus fixed cost. Allowances for drivers and assistants. Those are not vary with number of teachers. සල්ලි අපිට එන ටීචර්ස් ලගෙන්. එහෙනම් ටීචර්ස් ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට cost එක වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් තමයි variable වෙන්නේ. Therefore, hiring charges per bus, allowances for drivers and assistants, those are not vary with number of teachers proportionately. Therefore, fixed cost. මේවා change වෙනවා. හැබැයි proportionately change වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Therefore, those are cannot be recognized as a variable cost. It is depend on number of teachers, but not vary with proportionately when quantity change. Therefore, this is the total fixed cost. Therefore, total fixed cost value equal 126,000. Think about how many bus requires. That is important thing. This is a requirement 1. There's total fixed cost of the trip. Hiring charges and allowances for drivers and assistants. Those are not vary with number of teachers, therefore not variable. But it has given per bus value. Think about number of bus required. 120 teachers participates. Seating capacity per bus is given 40. Therefore, can be recognized how many bus required. The next one, first one okay. Second one, contribution per teacher. That is a contribution per unit. Now it has given break-even point quantity. Therefore, now selling price is not given, but variable cost is not given. Therefore, normally contribution per unit equal selling price minus variable cost. In this example, variable cost equal replacement, not given. Therefore, by using selling price minus variable cost cannot be calculated. But given break-even point quantity, total fixed cost also we know. By using break-even point equation, contribution per teacher can be calculated. Therefore, second one they ask contribution per teacher. Second requirement cannot be calculated now. Selling price minus variable cost cannot be calculated. By using break-even point equation can be calculated. Think about break-even point equation. Break-even point quantity. Break-even point quantity equal total fixed cost we know divided by contribution per unit. Now we know break-even point quantity and total fixed cost we know. They ask contribution per units. Now cannot be applied selling price minus variable cost. Selling price is given. It has given fee per charges per teacher. That is selling price, but variable cost is not given. Therefore, selling price minus variable cost cannot be calculated. Can be calculated by using break-even point equation. Therefore, break-even point quantity is given. Total fixed cost also calculated. Then apply equation. Break-even point quantity equal 100 teachers. It has given example. And total fixed cost also calculated 126. Therefore, divide by contribution per units. Now they ask contribution per units. Think about selling price is given, but not given variable cost. Therefore, selling price minus variable cost cannot be calculated now. Now it has given break-even point quantity and total fixed cost calculated. Now think about this one take this side, this one take other side. Therefore, contribution per units equal 126,000 divided by 100. Therefore, contribution per unit equal 1,260 rupees. Think about by using contribution per unit break-even point equation can be calculated contribution per units. Not given variable cost. Therefore, selling price minus variable cost cannot be calculated. By using break-even point equation can be calculated. Therefore, this is the contribution per units. Requirement 2. Then think about requirement 3. Total fixed cost calculated. Contribution per unit also calculated. Then third one, think about replacement expense per teacher. Replacement expense mean variable cost. It has given replacement expense per teacher. It has varied with number of teachers, but value is not given. Now they ask, this is a variable cost per unit. Think about selling price we know, and contribution per unit also calculated. Now think other equation for calculate contribution per units. Selling price minus variable cost. Therefore, replacement cost is variable cost. Therefore, now apply contribution per unit equation. Therefore, requirement 3 they ask variable cost replacement expense. Therefore, third one they ask replacement expense for teacher. That is a variable cost. How to calculate? By using contribution per unit equation. Contribution per unit equal selling price minus variable cost. Now we know contribution per unit. It is equal 1,260. And selling price also we know. As a selling price, you have to consider fee charge per teacher equal 1,500. Therefore, 1,500, that is a value should be considered as a selling price. And they ask variable cost. Right, then this one take other side, this one take this side. Therefore, minus value became plus value. Variable cost equal 1,500 and take this one this side became a minus 1,260. Therefore, variable cost, that is a replacement expense, equal 240 rupees. Therefore, this is the replacement expense per teacher. Therefore, requirement 3 they ask replacement expense per teacher equal answers rupees 240. This is a 2019 paper. Think what they asked. First one total fees cost they asked. Think about how many bus requires. And they ask contribution per units. Break-even point quantity is given. Therefore, total fees cost divided by contribution per unit equal break-even point quantity. By using break-even point quantity equation, contribution per unit can be calculated. After that, they ask variable cost. Then think about how to calculate contribution per unit. Selling price also given. And then think about recommend fourth one. First one, total fixed cost calculated. Contribution per teacher also calculated. Replacement expense per teacher calculated. Next one, fourth one. Margin of safety, quantity and value. Margin of safety means beyond the BP. It has given BP quantity and expected number of teachers also given. Think about beyond the BP. Break even point margin of safety. If there's value into selling price. Therefore, fourth one there's margin of safety quantity and margin of safety value. Expected teachers participates minus break even point teachers. Expected sales quantity minus break even point quantity. Therefore, equation there's both quantity and value. Therefore, fourth one, margin of safety quantity as well as margin of safety value. First one, calculate quantity. First one, write the equation margin of safety quantity margin of safety quantity equal expected quantity expected teachers participates or expected quantity minus break even point quantity. There's margin of safety quantity and rupee value. Think about expected participates minus break even point quantity. Expected quantity minus break even point quantity. BEP quantity beyond the BP, that is a margin of safety. There's quantity and value. Expected teachers participates 120. It has given example maximum number of teachers expected for trip 120. And to cover the total cost, this is the break-even point quantity 100. Therefore, 120 minus 100, that is a margin of safety quantity. Therefore, 120, that is expected quantity. And break-even point quantity also given 100. Therefore, margin of safety quantity equal 20 teachers. 20 teachers. This is the margin of safety quantity. There's margin of safety value also. There's margin of safety number of and rupee value. Therefore, margin of safety value can be calculated quantity into selling price. Therefore, next one, margin of safety value. Margin of safety value equal, we know margin of safety quantity into selling price. Margin of safety quantity into selling price. There are two recommend. Question number 4. Recommend 4, there are two parts. There's margin of safety quantity and margin of safety value. Therefore, margin of safety quantity beyond the BP quantity equal to 20 into selling price. It has given selling price, that is a fees charged per teacher 1500. It has given example fee charge per teacher. That is a value should be considered as a selling price. Therefore, there's margin of safety value, rupee value answer. Therefore, this one into this one equal here 30,000. This is a margin of safety value. And this is a margin of safety quantity. Think about total fixed cost. They are requirement same, but given wage difference 20 marks. Contribution per unit, they are variable cost, and they are marginal quantity. And think about requirement 5. Requirement 5, they are surplus of the trip if maximum number of teachers expected to participate. That is profit. Maximum number of teachers equal 120. There are 4 equations can be applied. Total income minus total expense, total contribution minus total fixed cost, or margin of safety quantity into contribution per units, or margin of safety value into CS ratio. Profit theirs. Right. 4 equation can be applied. First one, write the equation. Requirement 5 theirs profit. First one, think about total income minus total expense. Surplus of the trip if the maximum number of teachers expected to participate. That is a profit. Therefore, first equation, profit equal total income minus total expense. Total income minus total expense. Think about number of teachers participate. Maximum number of teachers equal 120. It has given example. Maximum number of teachers participate 120. And as a selling price should be considered 1500. Therefore, this is selling price. And variable cost per unit also calculated. And total fixed cost we know. This is total fixed cost. Variable cost per teacher. Then think about income minus expense. Total income can be calculated. Number of teachers equal 120 into selling price equal 1500. As a selling price, we have to consider fee. Then total expense included total fixed cost as well as total variable cost. Total fixed cost equal 126,000. It has calculated 126,000. And variable cost per teacher also calculated 1260. Therefore, total fixed cost equal 126. And variable cost per teacher equal 1260. It is vary with number of quantity into 120. Therefore, this is the total income minus total expense. Take the answers. Total income minus total expense. Therefore, total income 120 teachers and fee per teacher equal 1500. Therefore, total income equal 180,000 minus, think about total expense 126,000. Take here total value 1260 into 120. Take the value plus. Therefore, total expense here 126,000, that is a fixed cost, plus variable cost equal 151,200. Therefore, this one minus these two total value. Think about profit and loss. Total income minus total expense. Therefore, total expense take the answer. Total income selling price into number of quantity 180,000. Then total fixed cost equal 126,000 as well as variable cost per unit. total income minus total expense. Take the answers. So here variable cost per teach equal variable cost per teach equal 240. 1260, that is a contribution per units. Variable cost per teach equal 240. Therefore here variable cost per teach equal, that is a replacement expense. Therefore here 240 into 120 equal 28,800. Total expense include total fixed cost and variable cost. As a variable cost, you have to consider replacement expense into 120. Therefore, variable cost per teach equal 240 into 120. Profit can be calculated by using two equations. Therefore, total expense equal 126,000 plus 28,800. Therefore, 108,000 minus 154,800. Then take the answer 108,000 minus total expense 154,800. Therefore, profit equal 25,200. Profit can be calculated by using four equation. Think about other equation also. Total income minus total expense. And next one, profit equal total contribution minus total fixed cost. Contribution per unit also we know. Total contribution minus total fixed cost. This is second equation. Think about number of teachers participate 120. Contribution per unit calculated. It is equal 1260. And total fixed cost equal 126. This is a contribution per unit. Into 120, total contribution can be calculated. Number of teachers participate 120. Then second equation, profit equal total contribution can be calculated 1260 into number of teachers 120 minus total fixed cost equal 126,000. This is second equation. Therefore 1260 into 120. Therefore total contribution equal 151,200. From that value deduct total fixed cost. Think about second equation, profit calculation. Profit can be calculated by using normally four equation. Therefore 151,200 minus 126,000. Same answer 25,200. Therefore rupees 25,200 profit. And next one, margin of set quantity also given. Therefore margin of set quantity profit equal fourth equation margin of safety quantity. Margin of safety quantity into contribution per units. Margin of safety quantity we know. It has already calculated. Requirement for margin of safety quantity equal to 20 teachers and contribution penalty equal 100,260. Therefore, third equation, profit equal margin of safety quantity equal to 20 teachers beyond the BP and contribution penalty equal 1,260. If it is correct, same answer. Therefore, contribution per unit into margin of safety quantity. Think about same answer. Rupees 25,200. The last equation, profit can be calculated by using 4 equation. Think about profit equal margin of safety value. Also given, calculated. Margin of safety value into CS ratio. Think what now it has not given CS ratio. CS ratio. Margin of safety value calculated requirement for. This is a margin of safety value 30,000 into CS ratio. Think what CS ratio. Margin of safety value equal 30,000 into CS ratio mean contribution divided by selling price. Contribution equal 1,260. Divide by selling price equal. This is the CS ratio. No need to simplify. Just think about it. Just apply. CS ratio mean contribution per unit divided by selling price. Therefore, margin of safety value into CS ratio equal profit. Then take the answers. Calculate can be used. Therefore, 1,260 divided by 1,500. That is CS ratio into margin of safety value. Same as 25,200. Here no need to simplify. Just apply. Contribution divided by selling price. Therefore, this is a profit. No need to apply all the equation, but any equation can be applied. There are 4 equations can be applied to calculate profit and loss. Then think about last requirements. Last one, question number 12, last 2019 paper. Next one, there's very important question number 6. Think about requirement 6. Fee charge per teacher to cover the total cost if only 90 teachers participates. Think about this is the situation. To cover the total cost, 100 teachers should be participates. 1,500 charge කරොත් අඩුම ගානේ 100 දෙන්න ඕන. එහෙනම් දැන් හිතන්නකෝ 90 આવොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා? To cover the total cost, 100 teachers should be participates. 1,500 charge කරන වෙලාවේ. Now there's only 90 teachers participates. There's fee charge per teacher. Fee means selling price. Therefore, this one can be calculated by using break-even point equation. Therefore, last one, number of teachers equal 90, total fixed cost only calculated, and variable cost per unit also we know. Variable cost per unit is not changed. Therefore, requirement 6 there's the fee charge per teacher to cover the total cost if only 90 teachers participates. Therefore, requirement 6. The fee charge per teacher to cover the total cost if only 90 teachers participates. Fee mean selling price theirs. How to calculate? It can be calculated by using break-even point equation. Break-even point quantity. Break-even point quantity equal total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Think what they are selling price. Selling price part of contribution per units. Contribution per unit equals selling price minus variable cost. 90 teachers participates. Therefore, break-even point quantity equal 90. If only 90 teachers participates to cover the total cost. Total fixed cost already calculated. It has not changed. Then think about new contribution per units. First one calculate contribution per units. After that think about selling price. Therefore, this one take this side, this one take other side. Simplify. Contribution per unit equal 126,000 divided by 90. This one divided by 90. Therefore, this is the contribution per unit. But they ask the fee charged per teacher. Selling price they ask. Before calculate selling price, try to calculate new contribution per unit equal 1,400. New contribution per unit. But they ask fee charged per teacher. That is selling price. Therefore, now think about equation for contribution per unit calculation. Now apply contribution per unit equation. Contribution per unit equal selling price minus variable cost. Variable cost per unit is not changed. We know contribution per unit now. New contribution per unit we know. There's the fee charge per teacher. That is the selling price. Therefore, contribution per unit equal 1,400. We are going to calculate selling price. That is a fee per teacher. And variable cost per unit also calculated. Variable cost per unit is not changed. Variable cost per unit equal recommend 3 as given. Variable cost per teacher 240. That is a replacement expense. It has not vary with number of teachers per unit. Unit variable cost not change. But total variable cost proportionately change. Then think about new selling price. That is a fee per teacher. Therefore, this one take this side. Therefore, 1,400. This minus value became plus value. Plus 240 equal selling price. Then take the answer. Therefore, here 1,620. That is a minimum. The fee charged per teacher to cover the total cost if only 90 teachers participates. Therefore, this is the fee. Therefore, answer is rupees 1,620. Think about now cannot be charged 1,500. Therefore, this is the answer 2019 paper. It can be calculated by using break-even point equation. Think about new contribution points. Then you know how to calculate contribution points. Therefore, there are 6 requirements, 20 marks. Think about fees cost. 120 teachers participates. Seating capacity 40 passengers. 40 passengers seating capacity. Higher charges 40,000. Think about how many bus requires. And allowances for drivers and assistants. Those are not vary with number of teachers. Vary with number of bus. But when we are going to recognize variable cost and fixed cost, you have to compare with number of teachers. Think about same requirement. They ask break on point quantity, contribution per units, margin of safety quantity, profit calculation, and for generate expected profit, how many teachers should be participate, and minimum selling price they ask. Same requirement they ask. You have to recognize before you start the question variable cost per unit, total fixed cost, as well as selling price per unit. This is the 2020 paper. Now think about this one. This is this year paper. Read carefully. Try to recognize variable cost and total fixed cost. This is a paper. Read carefully, then think about requirements. First one, read and get idea. 2020 paper, 20 marks. Before start the question, you have to recognize selling price per unit and total fixed cost as well as variable cost per unit. මුලින්ම සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා හොයාගන්න. Then try to recognize variable cost and fixed cost. First one, read carefully. සල්ලි එන තැන හොයාගන්න මුලින්ම. ඊට පස්සේ ඒකත් එක්ක vary වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. That is the way you have to recognize variable cost and fixed cost. Just given welfare society has decided to print a handbook containing advice to protect from COVID-19 virus. Think about printing handbooks. And it is expected to distribute this handbook free of charge to the person in quarantine center with pair of gloves and face masks. Think about there are three parts: handbooks, pair of gloves, and face masks. A soft manufacturing company has agreed to provide sponsorships of 1,500 for each participant participate in the program. Think about quarantine center එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකේ ඉන්න කට්ටියට handbook දෙනවා, pair of gloves and masks, face masks. ඔන්න those are vary with number of participants. අන්නේ වෙන එක්කෙනෙක් වෙනුවෙන් it has given soft manufacturing company has agreed to provide sponsorships 1,500 per beneficiary participate in the program. Think about this is a welfare society. Welfare society එක තමයි මේක organize කරන්නේ. quarantine center එකේ participate වෙන කට්ටියට දෙනවා handbooks and pair of gloves as well as face masks. අන්නේ වෙනුවෙන් soft manufacturing company එක 1,500 එක්කෙනෙක් වෙනුවෙන් දෙනවා බලන්න. It has given soft manufacturing company has agreed to provide sponsorships for 1,500 per each beneficiary. Therefore, this is a selling price. In the society point of view, society එක තමයි මේක organize කරන්නේ. මේගොල්ලෝ තමයි sponsorship 1,500 for each beneficiary. Right. Think about number of beneficiary participants. It has given the estimate cost of this program are as follow. It has given advertising fees of doctors for participation of handbooks, preparation of handbooks. It has given advertising fees, advising fees of the doctor for the preparation of handbooks. It has not varied with number of participants. Therefore, this is a fixed cost. Participants ලට තමයි හම්බෙන්නේ benefit එක 1,500 sponsorships. But think about this one. Advising fee of doctor for the preparation of handbooks. It has not varied with number of participants. Therefore, this is a fixed cost. And printing cost per handbooks, per handbooks. It has vary with number of participants. If it has given per handbooks, එක්කෙනෙකුට එකක් දෙනවා බලන්න. Therefore, printing cost per handbooks, that is a variable cost. And editing cost of the handbook, editing cost, it has not vary with number of quantity. Edit කරන්නේ type කරනකොට එක එක වෙන වෙනම type කරන්නේ නෑ බලන්න. Therefore, editing cost of handbook, fixed cost. And cost of writing a chapter, it has given handbooks consist of 7 chapters, 10,000 a chapter. Cost of writing a chapter, 10,000. There are 7 chapters, but it has not vary with number of beneficiary. It has vary with number of chapters. හැබැයි සල්ලි හම්බෙන්නේ participants වගේ. Sponsorships එක හම්බෙන්නේ participants. Therefore, cost of writing chapter not vary with number of participants. Therefore, this is also fixed cost, not variable. But given a chapter, think about 7 chapters available. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. It is not vary with number of participants. අපිට සල්ලි sponsorship එක හම්බෙන්නේ participant කෙනෙකුට. Beneficiary. But this one not change with number of participants. And cost of drawing pictures of the handbooks also not vary with number of handbooks. Not vary with number of participants. එකක විතරයි අපි අඳින්නේ ඊට පස්සේ print කරන එක කරන්න බලන්න. හැම එකෙම වෙන වෙනම අඳින්නේ නැහනේ. Therefore, that is also fixed cost. And typing cost per page, total number of page of the handbooks 50. Type කරන්න එක පාරයි. එක එක book වෙන වෙනම type කරන්නේ නැහනේ. ඊට පස්සේ print කරන එක කරන්නේ. Therefore, it has not vary with number of participants. Therefore, it is also fixed cost. But there are 50 pages. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. ඕගොල්ලෝ variable ද fixed ද කියලා බලනකොට බලන්න ඕනේ සල්ලි හම්බෙන්න තැනත් එක්ක change වෙනවද කියලා තමයි බලන්නේ. Number of pages එක නෙවෙයි. සල්ලි හම්බෙන්නේ pages ගන්න නෙවෙයිනේ. සල්ලි හම්බෙන්නේ chapters ගන්න නෙවෙයි. Therefore, those are not vary with number of participants. Not variable, fixed cost. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. The next one, cost of wear of gloves. It has vary with number of participants. Variable. And cost of face masks also vary with number of participants. Variable. Therefore, try to recognize before answer the question. Variable cost per participants. Total fixed cost. And selling price. As a selling price, you have to consider sponsorships. Right, before answer the question, prepare the working for that. Calculate total fixed cost. Total fixed cost should be calculated. And variable cost per unit. Total fixed cost. And next one, variable cost. Variable cost per unit. In this example, per participants. Per unit equal in this example, per participants. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. If it is variable, you have to calculate per participants. Then take the values. That first one, advertising fee. Advising fee of doctors for the preparation of handbooks. It has not vary with number of participants. Fixed cost. Therefore, under fixed cost, value equal 30,000. Then printing cost per handbook It has vary with number of students, number of participants, variable cost equals 100. If it is variable, per unit should be calculated. And editing cost of handbook, it has also not vary with number of participants. That is a fixed cost. Value equal 25,000. Edit කරන්න එක පාරයි වෙන වෙනම edit කරන්න නෑ බලන්න. And cost of writing chapters, the handbook consists of 7 chapters. A chapter 10,000. Think about 7 chapters. It has not vary with number of participants, but it has vary with number of chapters. විකුණන්නේ chapters නෙවෙයි. සල්ලි අපිට හම්බෙන්නේ per participants. Therefore, when we are going to consider the fixed cost and variable cost, සල්ලි හම්බෙන තැනත් එක තමයි බලන්න. Therefore, it has not vary with number of participants. Therefore, not variable fixed cost. But a chapter 10,000, 7 chapters available. Therefore, think about 7 into 10,000. If it is fixed cost, you have to calculate total value. Therefore, here value should be calculated 7 chapters available, per chapter 10,000. Therefore, here value not 10,000, 70,000. There are 7 chapters available per chapter. It has given a chapter. This one very important. 7 chapters available. Fixed cost, it has not vary with number of participants. Therefore, fixed total value should be calculated. And cost of drawing pictures of the handbooks, it has also not vary with number of participants. Fixed cost value equal 10,000. Total fixed cost should be calculated. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. The next one, cost of pair of gloves. It has vary with number of teachers, number of participants. Right. First, next one, typing cost per pages. Typing cost per page. It has vary with number of page. හැබැයි විකුණන්නේ pages නෙවෙයි. අපිට සල්ලි හැමනේ participants ලගෙන්. Therefore, this one also not vary with number of participants. Therefore, this is also fixed cost. But total value should be calculated. It has given typing cost per page. The total number of page, it has given 50. Therefore, typing cost not vary with number of participants. විකුණන්නේ කොළ නෙවෙයි සල්ලි අපිට හම්බෙන්නේ participants ලගෙන්. Therefore, typing cost also fixed cost. But total value should be calculated. 50 pages available, per page 300. Therefore, here total value equal 15,000. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. The next one, cost of pair of gloves. It has vary with number of participants. Variable 100. This is the last year paper 2020. And cost of pair of face mark. Cost of face marks also vary with number of participants. Variable. Before answer the question, if they ask or not, you have to recognize this one. Therefore, this is the total fixed cost. Take total value 30,000 plus 25,000 plus 70 plus 10,000 and plus 15,000. Therefore, this is the total fixed cost. Total fixed cost. And this is a variable cost per unit. Here total amount equal 1,000. This is a variable cost per unit. Per participants. Per unit. Per participants. This is a variable cost per unit. And as a selling price, you have to consider, think about sponsorships. Think about welfare society එක තමයි මේක organize කරන්නේ. ඒකට sponsor කරනවා soft manufacturing company. Therefore this is value should be considered as selling price. මේක අපිට හම්බ වෙනවා බලන්න society එකට. Therefore selling price equal as selling price you have to consider 1500. That is a sponsorships. It has given sponsorships 1500. Sponsorships. That is selling price. As a selling price, you have to consider sponsorships value equal 1500. Now we know variable cost per units, selling price we know, total fixed cost also we know. Now think about requirements. That first one, there's total fixed cost and variable cost per beneficiary. Total fixed cost already calculated. Therefore, think about requirement 1. As should be written separately. First one, there's total fixed cost. Total fixed cost equal 150,000. And there's variable cost per beneficiary mean variable cost per unit. Therefore, variable cost per unit equal rupees 1000. Calculated. Requirement normal. Therefore, this is the requirement 1. And second one, there's to cover the total cost of this program. To cover the total cost mean break-even point. There's expected number of beneficiary. That is a break-even point quantity. And expected sponsorship from the soft manufacturing company. That is a break-even point value. ඒගොල්ලෝ sponsor කරන ගාන to cover the total cost. Number of beneficiary theirs as well as theirs sponsorship value. That is a break-even point value. Therefore, second requirement to cover the total cost. There's expected number of beneficiary part 1. That is a break-even point quantity. Write the equation BEP quantity equal total fixed cost divided by contribution per units. Break-even point quantity there's total fixed cost we know and contribution per unit should be calculated. This is the total fixed cost and this is selling price and this is a variable cost. First one, calculate contribution per unit here. Contribution per unit equal, they don't ask, but we have to calculate selling price minus variable cost. Selling price, it has given as a selling price, you have to consider sponsorships 1500 minus variable cost per unit equal 1000. Therefore, contribution per unit equal 500. Rupees 500. They don't ask, but you have to calculate. They ask break-even point quantity. Right now, think about total fixed cost we know. Therefore, total fixed cost equal 150,000. Contribution per unit equal 500. Therefore, this is the break-even point quantity. Think about number of participants. 150,000 divided by 500. Therefore, to cover the total cost, 300 participants should be participants. There's number of beneficiaries. 300 beneficiaries should be participants. And there's break-even point value also expected sponsorships. That is a value they ask from the soft manufacturing company. Second part, they ask break-even point value, BEP value. Value can be calculated break-even point quantity we know into selling price. As a selling price, you have to consider sponsorships. It has given 1500. Therefore, break-even point quantity into selling price into selling price. Break-even point quantity equal 300. Selling price, as a selling price, you have to consider sponsorships. Therefore, 300 into selling price equal 1500. Therefore, 450,000. This is the expected sponsorships from the soft manufacturing company to cover the total cost. Now, මෙච්චරක් හම්බෙන්න ඕන අපිට sponsorship විදියට. There's break-even point quantity and value. To cover the total cost mean break-even point. There's number of beneficiary, that is a quantity, and expected sponsorships from soft manufacturing company, that is a value. First one, there's total fixed cost and variable cost per beneficiary. Then third requirements, expected number of beneficiary to obtain a surplus 100,000 to the welfare society fund from this program. There's expected number of beneficiary to obtain surplus. This is expected for it to the welfare society fund from this program. Think about here it is given. It has given if there is a surplus. Here there's expected number of beneficiary to obtain surplus. This is expected for it to the welfare society fund from this program. Therefore, for generate expected profit, they ask how many beneficiaries should be participants. Therefore, quantity equal, number of beneficiary equal, total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. Therefore, third one, first one write the equation, they ask quantity. Third requirements, expected number of beneficiaries they ask, obtain surplus 100,000 to the welfare society fund. Therefore, this is the equation you have to apply. Quantity they ask, quantity equal total fixed cost plus expected profit total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. Contribution per units. Total fixed cost already calculated. Total fixed cost equal 150,000. 150,000 and expected profit is given 100,000. Then contribution per unit also calculated. They don't ask contribution per unit, but work in it has calculated. Selling price minus variable cost. It is equal 500. Therefore, divided by 500. Take the answers. Therefore, here total amount equal 250,000 divided by 500. Therefore, value equal 500. Therefore, 500 participants. There's the expected number of beneficiaries. Therefore, number of beneficiaries equal 500. For generate 100,000 surplus. should be participate 500 beneficiaries. Last one very important. Think about this is the last this year paper 2020. Then last requirement think about if sponsorships of 900,000 is provided for this program by soft manufacturing company. There's surplus that could be obtained for the welfare society fund. Profit there's received as sponsorships 900,000. In this situation, there's profit per beneficiary 1,500. Total received amount equal 900,000. There's in this situation profit. Think how to calculate. 900,000 received as sponsorships. Fourth requirements. Very important. If sponsorships 900,000 is provided for the program by the soft manufacturing company, the as surplus that could be obtained from welfare society fund. First one, think about sponsorship received for how many number of person? 900,000 received, but relevant for per person 1,500. Therefore, think about received for number of participants. 900,000 received total value, but per participant equal 1,500. Therefore, received for 600 beneficiaries. This is a number of beneficiaries. Sponsorship received number of beneficiaries 600. 900,000 received rupee value and per beneficiary 1,500. Therefore, for 600 number of beneficiaries received sponsorships, then there's profit. Break even point quantity we know. Think about this is break even point quantity. Margin of safety quantity can be calculated. Or total income minus total expense. Sponsorship received for 600 beneficiaries. There's profit. Therefore, profit equal. Think about 4 equation. Profit equal. First one, total income minus total expense. Total income minus total expense can be applied. Think about sponsorship received for 600 participants. Therefore, total income equal 900,000. It can be calculated like this also. For 600 participants, 1,500. Think about how to calculate this one. Per participants value equal 1,500. Then total received amount equal 900,000. Then think about number of beneficiary. Therefore, total income equal 900,000. And total expense included total variable cost as well as total fixed cost. Total fixed cost equal 150,000. And total variable cost number of beneficiaries 600. And variable cost per unit equal 1,000. It has calculated. Variable cost per unit is not changed. Total expense included total fixed cost as well as total variable cost. Then take the answers. Total income equal 900,000 and total expense. Here total amount equal this one and this one 600,000 plus 150. Therefore, total expense equal 750. There's profit. Therefore, here difference will be equal 150,000. Total income minus total expense. and can be applied total contribution minus total fixed cost also. Think about number of quantity equals 600 and we know contribution per unit also minus total fixed cost. Right. Second equation, profit, think about profit equal total contribution. Total contribution minus total fixed cost. Contribution per unit we know it has old calculators. Contribution per unit equal 500. Selling price minus variable cost. Then quantity, number of participants equal 600. Therefore 500 into 600, that's the total contribution. And total fixed cost already calculated. Therefore total contribution, total fixed cost equal 150,000. Then take the answer. If it is correct, surplus profit equal 150,000. 500 into 600 equal 300,000 minus 150,000 equal rupees. Therefore profit equal 150,000. It has given if the sponsorships rupees 900,000 is provided for this program by the soap manufacturing company, they are surplus that should be obtained for the welfare society fund. Therefore profit equal rupees 150,000. And other equation also can be applied. Think about profit equal margin of safety quantity. Margin of safety quantity, MO is quantity into contribution per units. Think margin of safety quantity we know beyond the BP. Expected participant equals 600 and break even point quantity equals 300. It has available requirement 2. Therefore, beyond the BP, expected participant equals 600, break even point beneficiary equals 300. Therefore, beyond the BP, margin of safety quantity also equal 300. Expected participant 600 beyond the BP. Therefore, margin of safety quantity equal 600 minus break even point quantity. This is a margin of safety quantity into contribution penalty equal 500. Same as, therefore profit equal rupees, this one minus this one equal 300 into 500 equal 150,000. This is the 2020 paper. Same requirement. What is important thing? Try to recognize variable cost and fixed cost. That is important. 20 marks. Therefore, marks equal like a partnerships, like a non-profit organization, like a cash flow. ලේසියෙන් ලකුණු ගන්න පුළුවන් පාඩම. right, ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න බලන්න. මේක මම වීඩියෝ එක දානවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් ආපහු දෙපාරක් තුන් පාරක් අහලා බලන්න මේක. ඒත් තේරෙන්න නැත්නම් මයින් ආපහු අහන්න පුළුවන්. right, ඊළඟ දශම අපි good night.